requirement for providing MST services.
Okay, thank you again, Tara. Are there any questions? Mr. Nani, please.
Not related to this, but just FYI, the live stream isn't working. Sorry.
Okay. Are there any, do you want to wait a second?
I'm sure that's being recorded.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Nani. Are there any additional questions or comments on this item? Seeing none, I will make the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Dever. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2024-196, Court of Common Pleas Juvenile Court Division submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to Case Western Reserve University on behalf of the Begun Center for Violence Prevention at the Mandel School of Applied Social Sciences in the amount not to exceed $15,000 for training and technical assistance to newly contracted grassroots and community-based organizations in performance data collection and evaluation service in connection with reclaim grant activities for the period July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024, and submitting a contract with said RFP exemption.
So this is juvenile court's contract to provide training. We added 21 new contracts with reclaim funding that had to be spent this state fiscal year, and baked into those contracts, since these are new vendors to the county, we created a training session to help them with their performance and data collection.
Okay, thank you again. Are there any questions from the board on this item? Seeing none, I will make the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Dever. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is approved. Next item?
Next item, BC 2024-197, Court of Common Pleas Juvenile Court Division submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to the MAT project in the amount not to exceed $15,000 to provide comprehensive yoga instruction and activities for detention center youth for the period September 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024, and submitting a contract with said RFP exemption.
Juvenile court's contract to provide yoga services. So this contract is late. The vendor did have some issues with getting her insurance and compliance. However, we still do want to contract with her. She has volunteered in the detention center for, I believe, over 8 years. And so with this newly identified funding, we were able to get her in as a contractor. So it's the $15,000, and it ends on June 30th. But again, she provides services 3 days a week.
Thank you again. Are there any questions from the board on this item? Seeing none, I will make the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Dever. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is approved.
Thank you.
Next item.
Next item, BC 2024-198, County Prosecutor recommending an award and submitting a memorandum of understanding with the Ohio Attorney General, care of Treasurer, State of Ohio, Bureau of Criminal Identification and Investigation, in the amount not to exceed $65,915.28 for 8 CODIS familial searches effective upon contract signatures of all parties through September 1st, 2024, in connection with the FY 2020 National Sexual Assault Kit Initiative.
Well, I know our team member was here last week. If there are no objections, I wouldn't mind moving this forward. He did explain it. It's, as we indicated, it's grant funded. I can try and answer any questions you guys have.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
So,
Go ahead, please.
question, can you explain what the service is that's provided?
He was here last week. We have a pre-meeting, as you know, every Wednesday, and he did go through it, and I'm surprised he didn't show up. I know it's grant funded. I know that this is a continuation. Specifically, I think it's I don't want to say it's the fingerprint, but, oh, come on, you. There you go.
Maybe I can help out a little bit. So this is very similar to some of the work that we do in our laboratory, but it's specific to identifying familial ties. So you may have heard there are profiles that are done public, you know, DNA and Me, 23andMe. They can take those profiles and with cousins, brothers, sisters, taking DNA and seeing if there are familial matches. So it's a very specific, very specialized type of DNA process that they use.
It's more costly too than
So,
the other types.
so how would that help us identify a perpetrator?
So the most, I think, recent and kind of outstanding example was that there was someone who was already in prison in California, the Golden State Killer. They obviously, when you're taken into jail, you get your swabs. We have that uploaded into CODIS, which is the national DNA database for, perpetrators of crime. They had a sample from one of the rape kits, and it was somewhat degraded. They found the family member by accident, really, because when they tested it kind of hit on this person, and he said, "Look, no, I've got an alibi." And from there, they had kind of like that familial strain, that familial profile, and they were able to then match it back to the one that was actually on file at that prison. So, like I said, it is an expensive and long and drawn-out process to be able to do this, but it can be useful, especially on older cold cases.
Okay, thank you.
Can we, this is the second time I think they've done that, so make sure they know they gotta come both days. Okay, thank you, Cheryl. All right. There is a motion, there is a second by Mr. Nani. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next item is being transferred at the request of council president to county council pursuant to section 501.04K of the county code. That's BC 2024-199.
Okay, all right, let's move to the next item, please.
Next item, BC 2024-200, Sheriff's Department recommending an award on RQ 13838 and submitting a contract with the Hearn Paper Company in the amount not to exceed $140,400 for the purchase and delivery of toilet paper to the county jail for the period May 8, 2024 through December 31st, 2025.
Chris Carlson, Sheriff's Department. This is our toilet paper contract that we have in the jail. Our current contract is with Hearn Company that ends May 7th. We're currently paying $41.14 a case. This new contract that starts May 8th is $39 a case.
Thank you, Chris. Are there any questions from the board on this item? Councilman, please.
Yes, I see that you got 7 bids on this. What was the range in prices received?
The lowest was just $39 a case with the Hearn Company. Highest is around $53.
And this is one of those items that during COVID was very problematical. Is it now more available than it was?
It is.
Has the price come down somewhat?
They have, like I said, the current contract that ends May 7th is $41.15 a case. This one's $39 a case.
Okay, slight decrease.
Decent.
Okay,
Are there additional questions on this item?
move approval.
Move approval by seconded by Mr. Dever. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2024-201, Sheriff's Department submitting a revenue-generating agreement with City of Bedford Heights at a per diem rate of $173 per prisoner per day for prisoner board and care services, effective upon contract signatures of all parties for a period of 3 months.
Chris Carlson, Sheriff's Department. This is just a short-term contract agreement with City of Bedford Heights to house their prisoners if they need to use our facility.
Thank you again, Chris. Are there any questions from the board on this item? Seeing no questions, I will make the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Dever. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2024-202, Department of Health and Human Services, Community Initiatives Division, Office of Homeless Services, submitting an RFP exemption which will result in award recommendation to Joseph Home, DBA Joseph and Mary's Home, in the amount not to exceed $400,000 for temporary housing and medical respite for medically fragile homeless women for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2025, and submitting a contract with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Marcos Cortez with Health and Human Services on behalf of the Office of Homeless Services. Mary's Home offers an 11-bed facility with private rooms, ongoing medical supervision, medication management, nutritious home-cooked meals, and coordination with local healthcare providers for medically fragile homeless women. The provider did submit a proposal in response to an RFP, but due to funding limitations, we could not fund them at the time. New funding has become available, and so we are moving forward with the contract.
Thank you, Marcos. Are there any questions from the board? Seeing no questions, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Dever. All in favor to approve, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2024-203, Department of Health and Human Services, Community Initiatives Division, Office of Homeless Services, submitting an RFP exemption, which will result in award recommendation to Housing Innovations LLC in the amount not to exceed $220,000 for technical assistance to develop and implement a strategy to comply with the HERTH Act, including short-term and long-term planning and implementation of strategies at reducing and ending homelessness in connection with the Cuyahoga County Continuum of Care Evaluation and Planning Project for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024, and submitting a contract said RFP exemption.
Marcos Cortez again, on behalf of the Office of Homeless Services. Again, Housing Innovations will assess and provide recommendations to improve the continuum of care effectiveness and efficiency, and they will also assist in coordinating system-wide planning for strategic initiatives, as well as provide technical assistance to the Office of Homeless Services when applying for federal grant programs. Housing Innovations was included in the application for the grant from HUD for these services.
Okay, thank you, Marcos. Are there any questions from the board? Seeing no questions, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Dever. All in favor to approve, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item is approved. Moving on.
Consent agenda items are BC 2024-204 through BC 2024-207. We're amending BC 2024-206, the Department of Information Technology's travel request to change the travel dates to March 19, 2024 through March 22nd, 2024 for Andy Johnson to Redlands, California.
I'm sorry, which number was that?
BC 2024-206.
Okay. Why, oh, nice. There he is, okay. Board members, are there any questions on any of these items that you have? Seeing no questions, I will make a motion to approve today's consent agenda items as amended. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Nani. All in favor to approve, say aye. Aye. The item is approved as amended. Are there any other business?
No other business?
Is there any public comment?
No public comment?
I will make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Dever. All in favor to adjourn, say aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.